All right, welcome back, everybody. Nice job on the quiz. I've went through them all, and there was some mistakes on there, so we're going to practice this a little more. And I'm going to demonstrate a couple things. So just go through the quiz with me here real quick. Here's the image that you got for the quiz. I just brought it in as what's called an X reference in AutoCAD, so I can look at it easily, like I can zoom in and see it, right? So you had some construction to do. There was definitely some construction lines. The way to do that is to get, all three views going, which I think all of you can do this, right? And this is typically the front view. Some of you flipped it around, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But normally this is the front view, then the top is the top, and the right side is the right side. So that would put this big rectangle here in this front view. This is the top, this is the right side, and everything is in projection, right? The bottom surface is in projection. This helps you a lot in the construction of this thing. You can see that we're given 30 degrees here, and that comes from the corner. So this is a real construction thing. And then also from the top view, this upper line comes from the corner and goes to the corner. So you had to recognize both of those construction methods, right, or points. So I'm going to do this line in the right side view because that would be the true shape, 30 degrees. So to do that easily, I'm going to use my polar tracking and get the polar tracking going to 30 degrees. So that's right here and that little triangle. Now 30 degrees is going. Okay. So when I draw line, when I start, every 30 degrees, I get this green, right? I get it also at horizontal, but there it is, 30 degrees, right on the money. You can see where it says 150, right? Well, that's 180 minus 150 is 30 degrees. So boom, I draw it. Then I would trim it off. So it gets trimmed off here. And let's see where else. Yeah, it gets trimmed off here in the middle. So right there. Right? Now, what that does is that makes some projection points for me to use on the front view. So now I know the location of this spot. And I can go up to that corner. So projecting that across line here to here, and I had my perpendicular going, so I grabbed it, and then up to that corner. So that is how projections can really help you. Now, from that front view, we can also see this. We can also see this. So we can see 1, 2, 3 lines in that front view. And they're all going to be parallel to each other because they're on that same plane. So as long as I can find where it intersects the right side, then I can just use the copy command. So I can see where it intersects because it intersects here and here. So again, projections, very valuable. I'm going to project that across, and I'm going to project that across because that's where it hits on this front view, right? It hits here, it's here, and it hits here. So now I'm just going to go copy because I know it's on the same angle. It has to be. I'm going to copy it to there, and I'm going to copy it to there. And I'm going to use trim. And there's something called fence with trim. So if you click out here in space while you're in select objects, you can draw a fence across stuff and do a multiple trim in one move. So that's pretty handy. And I could do this here too, just to get rid of my projections. That works like erase also. But there you go. That sets up that front view. Now the top is just the line corner to corner and then gets trimmed out in the slot. So line corner to corner. I'll leave it on screen here. I'll use the button this time. And I go from here to here. And it should kind of miss the corner of the slot, just like it's shown there. So that looks good. And then I'll trim it out, which is right there. Okay, so now I have the views constructed. I have to think about the geometry that I can't see. So from the right side view, I see this surface, and this big tall surface. I see this and this. I mean, I see a lot of things from the right side view, but there's nothing hidden, right? There's this tall one, that's this one. There's this shorter one, that's this one. There's a slope surface away, that's this thing. And then there's the middle surface in the back, but everything else I can see. So there's no hidden lines. Same with the top, no hidden lines. You can see it all. Some of it's sloped away like that. Now from the front, we cannot see this slot edge, this back surface of the slot. We can't see it. So that should become a hidden line. So that is, again, using projection. I'll just bring it to here and then to here, using my snaps, and then get rid of that. Right? So that should be hidden. So again, there's a number of ways you can do that. I personally just come up and make sure hidden is available. If it's not, then I have to load it. Go find hidden right there. And that doesn't activate it. It just makes it so it's a choice. Right? So now I can say, oh, that's hidden. I can go look for hidden and place it. Okay. So done. Now I need to figure out scale. So I can figure out the dimensioning. I think I wanted 1/8 inch dimensioning. So yeah, so now I just figure the scale out. So you do that from layout. So I think we wanted B-size paper. So I'm going to change the size. That's a right click. Page setup is not available for some reason. Let's try that again. That's odd. Let's try it from here. Oh, that's weird. I always thought you could do that from model space. All right. So right click on it from here in layout, and we can modify that to B-size paper. So NCB. Okay. And for me, I turn the grid off right away. It just, whoops, it's not what I wanted to do. So let me get that coming back. They put the zoom controls right on top of the AutoCAD controls. So that's a problem. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get rid of the grid because I don't like it. And then I'm going to open up the viewport to fill the space. And this is obviously where you would put your title block, right? Yep. All right, hit escape, go back and do this. And I usually do a little zoom in and out to get close. And then I go to my scaling feature here. So look at 1:1. Yeah, it looks pretty small. So if you want something bigger, you use these down here, 2:1. Ooh, that looks good, 2:1. I could scoot these together a little bit. I could get some things going. I'll get rid of this so it's not on the screen. But yeah, 2:1 looks good. So notice that my hidden line went away. So I'm going to need to reconfigure that line type scale so it shows up. It's still hidden. When I click on it, I can see up here it's hidden. But sometimes in layout, things get tweaked. So we'll have to figure out how to change the line type scale. Okay, so I'll do that in a bit. Back to model space. I know that, see how it shows up here? That's just AutoCAD. So you got to make sure it shows up in the place you want it. And I want it to show up here. So, all right, back to dimensioning. That's where you take your annotative scale factor down here and match it to your paper space. So now they're matched. So it's going to do the calculation for you. All you have to do is make sure that you have 1/8 inch in the dimension style. So that's here. And it's to annotative. So we want annotative. And then we also want to make sure that that is to 1/8 of an inch. That's 0.125 for those of you that don't know. All right, so now I know for sure that that's happening. Now, I don't know that it's chosen, it just tweaked it. Yeah, see, it's not chosen. So I'm going to make current, set current. That's just making sure. So now when I dimension, I get that. Well, I think it's the right size. If I look at it here, yeah, it looks like an 1/8 inch on the paper, but I have like 10,000ths accuracy. I don't want that. That's not right. That's not what was given. So we need to reflect what was given. So that is, again, a modification to the annotative dimension style. And you just go to the units and say, oh, I don't want 4, I want 2. Okay, close. And it will change it for you, right? So that's super important that we get that going correctly. So that's how you set your scale up. Your scale is now 2:1, and that's what we go in the title block, 2:1, okay? And then I would continue to dimension it out. Now, this line here is not showing up. That means the line type scale is not working correctly. For this, scaling, they give us hidden, but hidden only works for certain size things, and then the dashes don't show up. So let me show you how to change that. Grip the object. So I have it gripped. Right click on the center grip for a line, and then go to properties. And you'll see that kind of right up here near the top is line type scale. So I'm going to say, well, let's try 0.5. So to see it, sometimes you have to get out of that and hit escape. They look a little small to me. So I'm going to change it from 0.5 and go to 0.7. That looks better. Boom. Here we go. And I could set some thicknesses too, but we'll work on that another time. You're going to get another exercise similar to this. I set it up today, and I want you to go in and do it again, do an orthographic projection, get that scale perfect. For me, I place the name of the view in paper space. So I would go into paper space, and then I would say, oh, okay, now I want single line text. And I want it right here. And then it asks me for, did not ask me, it should ask me, specify the start point. Yeah, it asked me for the height. I must have clicked the button or something. So I can just say 0.25. Like I don't have to worry about scaling because I'm literally putting it right on the paper, right? And then it does ask you for the rotation. You can just hit enter because 0 is in the default. And then I can write copy. So those named views go under the view. So that's one of the standards we want to follow. So you have to think about that right away. Maybe that's a little too close. I'm going to get it down here a little so I can put a dimension in there if I want to. And you can always move them around if they're in paper space and it doesn't affect anything else. So I get those named views below the view. But I think we're good. All right, I hope that helps. And I'll take a look at your exercises you're going to do tonight or tomorrow and see if we've kind of cleaned them up a little bit. And we have full control. I'm looking for full control on the dimension, the scale, and obviously as accurate as we can get on the projection. So, all right, good luck.